Welcome to Shardcast, the Brandon Sanderson podcast. We're a bunch of mega fans giving you the news, discussion, and of course, a whole lot of opinions about Brandon's works and the Cosmere. I'm Eric, and joining me is Ian.
Hey, I'm WeiryWriter.
Also joining me, with Chicago now visible, is Evgeni.
We are recording this on a different day, but if you remember the time we talked about the last Skyward tour,
Yeah, different day.
there was a divine beam of light descending upon me, and I was like, "Hey guys, I'll show you Chicago."
Massaging the divine beam of light like that? Nope. And that's
God.
Argent. So.
No, my story. Hold up.
Oh god.
And so there was
Okay.
a beam here, and I was like, "I will show you guys Chicago," and I was like, "Vroom," and I revealed my
More
backyard.
light.
But it turns out there was no backyard there. It was just the spiritual realm.
Yeah. Right.
brightness.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, okay, we wait a few hours. And we waited a few hours, and then we've been sitting on our computers for a week and a half now.
No, that's not accurate.
And the light is now gone, and so I can get off my chair
Yeah.
and show you Chicago. And by Chicago, I mean my backyard.
I thought you said you had snow on the ground in Chicago in January.
I do!
It looks green. It all looks green. That's not what a snow wasteland would be if I lived in Bozeman, Montana. Thank you very much, good sir.
Okay, I will have you know that we have multiple inches of snow.
Oh, cool. Well, that's a great story.
But I agree. It does look.
It looks really green.
I don't know why it looks green, by the way. But I'm looking at the camera. I acknowledge that it does.
Okay, cool. I'm
but
glad
there's like 4 inches.
you acknowledge
4 inches
this.
of snow.
Speaking of greenery, I don't know what the segue is the Lord of Robot Gators herself, Grace.
Hello, I'm the Gator Girl. I thought you were gonna go to Ian because his
No, we already did.
surrounded by
Oh
green.
my god, guys, you guys are the worst at intros.
I know, but what do I have to do with greenery?
You live in Florida.
Grace, here, I have a
It's more
segue.
green
I have a
there.
segue. No, I have a segue.
Oh no.
And having moved away from Chicago and the snow, we go to the one person on this podcast who has never seen snow. Grace.
That's a lie. I have seen snow, but
Wow.
okay.
Have
Evgeni
I'm-
already lying on the podcast. Let's impeach him.
Have
What?
you touched it?
Yes,
Had to think about that a second.
like 4 times.
Whoa, 4 whole times. Whoa.
And here I'm thinking that I need to shovel.
In my defense, my logic was in Florida it is not snowing, and therefore it is more green. Okay? That was what my
Yeah.
brain was doing. I didn't explain that really well, but now you know.
It is probably still 74 degrees in Florida, like
Yes.
it was a week and a half ago.
Yes. All right, guys, we are going to talk about more words of Brandon, and hopefully the last for a while, because this, I think when this episode airs, it's gonna be, it's definitely over 25% of every Shardcast episode is a word of Brandon episode.
Just, Brandon, leave us alone.
Leave us a comment if you like and or hate these. I don't know why you would both like and hate them, but okay.
They're
I mean-
Schrodinger's cat.
No, I mean there are people in love-hate relationships.
Good point. To the wob mode. Wah. Great.
So this first one is from Matoro94.
Yep.
When Dalinar first goes to meet the Nightwatcher and he sees cultivation as well, presumably. Brandon, he does. Matoro94. They're surrounded by a green mist. So is that mist comparable to Preservation's mist on Scadrial? Would that be like cultivation light? Brandon, yes. That is in the same sort of vein.
Speaking of green, am I right?
Hey, we planned this.
No, we didn't.
I would like to point out that I feel cheated because
Why?
a week and a half ago when we last recorded, Ian read the last question.
Wasn't a week and a half ago.
It was. It felt like it.
It would have
It
been
does
2 weeks
feel
ago.
like-
Or
Our
a week
schedule
ago.
is wonky. And Ian read the last question, and I'm like, oh, I'm sad. I don't get to read another question, but then I'm happy because next time I'll read the first question. And now I didn't.
You're gonna get the next one, okay? Look, when the
I was
episode
thrilled about
breaks,
that. And like, no, I'm not going to bring that up because I wanted to read that one.
Yeah.
okay. Well,
But anyway, so
Yeah.
question: cultivation light. Somebody on Discord, I think, could have been a comment as well. Mentioned that life light sounds like a cool name for
yes.
for third light.
Which, by the way, if you don't know, Lifelight is the name of the Smash Brothers Ultimate theme song. True. It's a good theme song. It's true.
Sure.
That's true. That's true. It's a really good song. You should go.
I mean, no, I'm sure. I don't do Smash.
Oh man, you should. Yeah, it's kind of interesting because the Mist is kind of has been said to be kind of a similar thing to Stormlight in some respects. Which is interesting because there's functional differences, and the green mist is definitely a lot more misty and a lot less Stormlighty.
Yeah, it's
Well-
it's like a green haze that
Yeah.
just surrounds the area there.
The green haze.
Green
I think-
haze.
We do overemphasize the light part of Stormlight
Yeah.
because it is like gaseous investiture. Like it's
Yeah.
not just
Yeah, true.
Like the light comes from the fact that it's investiture, and
Mhm.
it's a they're like light bulbs screwed into
Yes.
the spiritual realm.
That, I suppose that's the problem with the series being called Stormlight Archive. it's a little. It's in the name. Let's talk
What's in the
about
name?
those kings that are weighing.
I am the way.
All right. So you got a good one, Evgeni.
Do I? Let's find out.
Yeah.
The next question says, we know that Hoid took a bit of Lerasium, but it never specifically says that he consumed it. Yes, he did. Is he saying yes, he did to the taking the bead or the consuming of the bead?
Brandon is
Well,
saying yes, he did.
Why
consume
don't
it.
you actually finish reading the question?
But that's
Finish
not
reading the
interesting.
question!
I wanted...
Finish reading the
finish it.
question.
All right, so is he misborn? Continues the questioner. Yes, I will go ahead and canonize that.
You do know it's on the screen for viewers, so they can read it, and so picking it apart, we should get the whole context and then discuss it.
Okay, but let me offer you an alternative explanation.
Okay. Okay.
Brandon says yes, he did.
Yes.
He took a bead. And then he's like, so is he a Mistborn? And Brandon's like, hey, I forgot that I've already revealed that Hoid is a Mistborn. So I
think
will...
this is the most explicit it's ever been.
He said
yes.
he has allomancy before.
Yes.
Or that he's used allomancy before. He's never said he's a misborn before.
Yeah. I think this is slightly new. Okay.
I mean, yes.
But I would read that initial question to say, we know Hoid took a bead of Lerasium, but it never specifically says he consumed it. And I think Brandon's responding to the second part because we already know that he took it, right?
I mean, yeah, that's the obvious. Like,
Wow,
if you
cool.
subscribe to the whole words make sense,
I
theory,
do.
which is boring.
I do.
You know what, Evgeni? Any interpretation that allows me to keep hope that Hoid has a Lerasium laced tattoo somewhere on his body.
Why did that matter?
I will. What? Oh, I just think
forgot.
Hoid with a tattoo would be cool.
Yeah. on his
Okay.
on the
Cool.
back,
I don't know why it needs to be Lerasium.
because it's cool.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Because
I mean, you wouldn't want to tat yourself with like ink if you have access to the body of a god.
That's like a massive power play on the part of Hoid. It's just like, yeah, I have a bead of Lerasium. No,
I'm
I
not
didn't
even gonna
burn
consume
it.
it.
I made a tattoo out of it.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's still going into your bloodstream.
Look, all I'm saying is, if Hoid ever hooked up with endowment, And
You're assuming they haven't already.
Yeah. They probably did, right? So they back in the day, Hoid smashed, and you started talking about Smash.
Yeah, no, yes.
And now there are shards, and there are the Tears of Evgeni.
Yes.
Now, why she's crying? Maybe Hoid was just bad. We don't address that part of the story.
This is all he's trying to get more magical ability so he can please Evgeni more.
Yeah. I mean, I will do that. And so
I mean, he is a
those-
dragon. Like, he has to,
screen.
like, up his game for that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you need to up your game a lot to satisfy a dragon, right?
Not only a dragon god.
Yeah. No, all of this makes sense. And so there are those flowers, and they make a really good dye, like for colors, right?
Uh-huh.
What else has colors? Tats.
Whoa.
And so, if Hoid were to tattoo himself with an ink made from the Tears of Evgeni,
Yes.
would that be considered a tramp stamp?
Moving on to the next question. Grace, save us,
Listeners,
please.
This
You
may be
get
the episode you watch
me.
me die of laughter.
Yes. So people are literally tuning out because that story took so long to say.
All right.
Okay, we only care about the real fans.
Okay. This questioner asked, why didn't Hoid take the second beat of Lerasium? Bren said, Hoid knew that if he did so, bad things would happen.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Fortune.
Fortune.
Dot.
Fortune.
Yeah.
Fortune mumbo jumbo. Easy.
Yes.
He may have,
Terrible things would have happened.
if he had taken the second beat, he might have maybe stolen Ellen's destiny.
Hemalurgy jokes.
Hey,
It's funny because we'll kill you. What?
that is fun.
Honestly, the more I think about it, what happens if you make a tattoo out of the Tears of Evgeni is becoming a more interesting question.
No, I was actually thinking about that.
Well, you can ask it, and then we'll discuss it on the later Words of Brandon episode.
And what if there is a hemalurgic bind point on your lower back?
Cool. Before we get too off the rails, I completely forgot to say that this is about the
Late for
Idaho
that,
Falls Words of Brandon, which was not part of the Skyward Tour, but this is the holiday signing. He usually does these, so cool. Great.
Idaho, who the ho? What?
I think it's a little late for us to get too off the rails.
You to pimp, Idaho.
Hey. What rails? Where we're going, we need no rails.
We're all out of rails.
We're all out of rails. Hey,
If you didn't know, we're recording this right after the previous one, and so we're a little loopy.
No, it's been a week and a half.
Yeah.
It's been 2 weeks or a week. I don't know.
I don't know. All right.
Well, you don't know. That's
This next one, shut up. Besides Hoid, are we ever going to see people with powers from multiple worlds like a pewter armed stoneward? Brandon, this is inevitable, but I don't think you should be expecting it soon. But it is absolutely an inevitability that this will become part of the story. Boom.
Sweet.
So, sci-fi era Mistborn.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sure. Yeah.
Great.
Or if he does, like a story about one of Hoid's apprentices.
Way of Kings Secret History.
Yeah.
It would be Stormlight Secret History, actually.
I know.
Maybe.
Well, that's not
Probably.
what I said.
I know it's not what I said. It was all very intentional. There could be a secret history for each one. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, God.
Oh, if only.
Okay, questioner. Lots of people have transversed the worlds. I think they mean traversed the worlds. Will the Sleepless ever do that? Brandon, the Sleepless have in the past.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Are they from
Yeah,
Roshar? They're
listeners?
kind of weird.
Yeah,
Listeners, you know what that means? You have to go through every Brandon book and mark down every instance of bugs.
Or insect.
Or insect.
Or a creepy crawly thing.
Yes.
Control F crawl.
Honestly, they like the horrorlings don't even need to look like insects, I'd wager. Like you can have a horrorling that looks like a rock.
I would say like a mouse. They could look like.
Probably.
Oh no. That's I don't need a big mousetrap.
Yeah, I don't like this either.
No, I don't like this.
Just hordeling of butterflies. How about that?
But this is cool, of course. But I really the Dissians are very strange for Roshar. Feels like they came later, maybe, but
I mean, they're very strange for
all the reasons. Literally all the reasons.
For the Cosmere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. They could have come from somewhere else.
Maybe they came from a planet called Bugland, which someone had to destroy, and that destruction created the scar, and then the Dissians were moved to Roshar. Yeah.
Vax.
Yeah.
Sure.
Why not?
Yeah.
Vax.
Literally anytime Vax is meant. Yeah, sure. Okay.
Land of bugs. Everyone knows that. Cool.
It was one giant Dissian. And then we have a question about Trell. We're going to be dealing with Trell more in Mistborn Era 3.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, right? But Trell is kind of a promise that was made in Era 2.
Yeah.
So it's good that we're going to deal with that in Era 3. But I want more Wayne, says the questioner. Not me. I don't want more Wayne.
Me either.
We've got one more book of Wayne. That's the Lost Metal. Truly Lost. We don't know if it's ever going to come out. Then we have Era 2. You'll be able to read the comic books in world based on Wayne. So that'll be a part of that. You get a little touch of Wayne in there as well.
You mean, and by Era 2, you mean Era 3.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say 2? Yeah. Man.
Yes.
But yeah, so that touches back on a previous word of Brandon, where he talked about how he wanted Wax and Wayne to be like comic book characters in Era 3.
Totally cool with that. I am so cool with that. I just don't want Wayne to be a world hopper that lives forever.
Yeah, no, just kill him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be cool. So like Silver Age Marvel comic type of thing.
Yeah.
I would love to see.
No, I think that sounds awesome. That sounds great.
Yes.
That is exactly where I want Wayne. That is perfect. Great.
There's gonna be like a Robin to Wax's Batman.
Yeah.
Robin is too good for Wayne.
Yes.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Cool.
Okay. So, this next questioner, basically, Darksiders have almost as advanced technology as second-era Scadrians, yes. But then we see Darksiders in Mistborn and Secret History. So are they going to be the first spacefarers? Are they going to get there before Scadrians? And Brandon responded, so where it is right now is that certain things have happened to Taldane that have isolated it and cut it off. And so, yeah, there's some in Arcanum Unbounded about that. And some they're under going through difficult times, let's say. So I will raffle whether or not they're going to make it first to make it to space. But let's just say that they were well on target on making it first before certain events happened.
What happened?
So clearly Taldane is the USSR and Scadrial is the USA. And they were cut off because of communism. And the communist revolution.
I mean, I'm with you.
It's like, is this something Autonomy did?
Yeah.
Well, but no, it has to be the other way
something else
around.
going on?
Because Autonomy doesn't mesh well with communism.
Great. Yeah, did Autonomy do it?
Or Autonomy somehow left the system where that caused things to go out of balance in
what
some way.
What does it mean for Autonomy to even leave a place with all these separate things, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've always assumed.
Did leave.
Yeah.
Theoretically, if she left and took her investiture with her, or the bulk of it, there wouldn't be a perpendicularity anymore.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't get in the way of
Spaceflight.
becoming a spacefaring.
But if there
civilization.
were other ramifications of that,
Right.
that
So what
it
I was
caused some
thinking,
sort of cataclysm.
so I was thinking if it was more of a Magitech society where investiture and technology work together,
Sure.
then if autonomy packs their bags and leaves, you've got essentially an apocalypse kind of. You have an apocalypse novel. Or
You have
post-apocalypse.
Y2K.
Sure.
Only it actually
Or
happened.
what they thought Y2K was going to
Only it actually happened.
Autonomy leaves and all the computer time zones are now.
Yeah.
Autonomy was the only developer who knew how time zones worked.
I mean, time zones would be weird in a place that is like Taldane.
Time zones are weird anywhere.
Yes. Doesn't. Let's talk about Taldani time zones. I don't know. It's how easy would it be for autonomy to just like remove the investiture out of humans like that? Yeah, I don't. Like that, whatever innate investiture is there, like that doesn't seem easy.
Well, I don't know if autonomy would take that away. Like, if they could take that away.
Sure.
She didn't take everything, but they took enough to cause problems.
Yeah.
I can imagine like a dramatic cliffhanger in a graphic novel where they're just like, the sand, it's not turning white anymore. Like after it's used, I don't know.
Oh.
Right, because it's recharged by the sun, right?
Yeah. So they reach a point where there's like a finite amount left in the sand and on the planet.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense. You can't take the innate investiture, but you can take it. Yeah.
But that alone would not be that bad because the Sandmasters are not
that important.
There's kind of jerks that walk around and take stuff.
Important at that point in time. You don't know how important they get later on.
Yeah, like I mean, if you have buildings that rely on like sand supporting them and things like that, then that could get annoying.
And we don't know how much of an effect the investiture in the sand has on the sandlings that they eat and the Dorum vines they get all of their water from.
Or like the extent of investiture on Darkseid and stuff. Like, it's a lot of questions.
The other interesting thing here is that they were well on their way to make it first to space. So that's not an event that happens close to the events of White Sand.
I mean,
it's not surprising because in White Sand, the Darkseid has guns, and that's well before any other planet is even close to that level of technology.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if Darkseid is around like Renaissance level type of thing, maybe, well, it has to be a little later than Renaissance. We are probably looking at, a century or two at least.
Not more than 500 years, for sure.
Before autonomy leaves.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But we don't know if it's autonomy leaving, right? Like, that is a supposition.
Yeah.
Like, we don't, like...
It really feels like it. It is, though.
Yeah,
right?
but, like, again...
Especially with the whole thing where Chris says something about autonomy's policy of isolationism.
Yeah, but, like, I don't know, it's...
She could also have just, like, dug in and, like, fortified...
Yeah, like,
there's Taldane as her base of power, and just...
There's so many weird situations, because autonomy's really weird.
Autonomy is really weird.
So, like, I don't know. I don't want to say that it's because autonomy left. Like, there could still be an avatar there. There's, like, so many permutations specifically with autonomy that we could have here.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. This next question. Are we going to see more of the girl from Emperor's Soul? Shai. Brandon, you'll probably see at least a cameo from Shai. I do have a second story outline now, but I don't know when I have time or would have time to write it. So we'll see if we can make it happen or not. Another questioner nearby says, will we have a full-fledged story on the other part of Elantris that Shai is on? Brandon, it's likely, but I can't promise it. It's equally likely right now that we will. I will outline a new graphic novel series. As that, I will just do a story, but I can't 100% promise.
I think you read that weird.
Yeah, equally so. A new graphic novel and a new novel. Equally
Yeah. I totally did.
Yeah,
read
because
that.
he was correcting "we will" as "I will." It wasn't a hard break there.
But yeah, more graphic novels.
Yeah, I'm down for it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
If
I think
they
Forgery works better than Sandmastery for graphic novels.
Forgery's so, like, mental, you know?
But, like, the visual effects of
Yeah.
Forgery.
Yeah.
And that continent is very inspired by Asian culture, so if they do like a manga style,
Okay,
I
all
would be
right,
very down
I'm
for
getting
that.
more excited. All right, that's fine. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right.
I am given a good artist. I think I'm okay with more graphic novels.
Yeah, I
Um,
just First Soul was such a good novella, and if there was a sequel novella, then it's like I'd want that to be a novella, right?
But
If
Brennan
it's a
has said in
sequel-
the past that he's concerned about writing
Yeah.
a sequel to Emperor's Soul
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
the first one turned out so well. So if it is something else like a graphic novel, it wouldn't necessarily have to live up to the expectations
I guess so.
of
Yeah,
a sequel.
true.
Shalon's story. Do we get to find out about when she first bonded as friend? Brandon. Yep, I will get to that.
Nice.
So,
We're probably looking at either a flashback sequence or something somewhere
Yeah.
in the future.
We-
Maybe when she speaks the fifth idea or something.
I'm glad
Mhm.
Brandon's very aware of this, and it'll be dealt with, because
Mhm.
there's definitely a hole. So,
Yep.
yep. Oh boy. Oh boy, Evgeni.
Next question. The questioner, I have no indication of this, but presumably they're freaking out and going, Moash killed a god? One of the heralds?
Oh god.
And Brendan's like, he did?
No.
One of the heralds. And trapped his soul so he couldn't be reborn. That's what it is, says the questioner. Trapped his soul, didn't actually kill him. It's killed him, but it was like extra killed. The heralds are bound to a cycle of rebirth that happens that they wanted to make sure it didn't happen this time.
Interesting.
So a couple of episodes ago,
Yes.
or maybe in a Discord chat or something, I talked about this. My eternal reread of Oathbringer.
Yes. Mine too.
And when Moash stabs Jezrien,
Yes.
Jezrien talks about being drawn into the knife.
Yep.
Which is exactly what this thing is confirming.
Yep.
So we are probably looking at something like, very similar to trapping a Spren.
Yeah.
But for the Herald.
Yeah, I agree.
Ian doesn't though. Ian wants to argue.
I'm just not happy with this, because if Jezrien was truly dead, he would have gone into the Beyond. This implies he did not go into the Beyond, even though Brandon says it extra killed him.
I mean,
Extra killed, relative to his
I don't think
normal deaths in the
something-
Desolations.
yeah. I feel like, I think there's some ways of killing things that you wouldn't go into the Beyond.
But I thought that was the whole point of it. Get them in the Beyond, and then it's he's gone for good.
Oh, I definitely never had that impression at all.
Yeah, whereas this, if his soul is still in the physical realm, not the physical realm, the Cosmere, the three realms, theoretically it could be reversed.
Yeah. Yes. I agree. Yes. That's what I always
That's
thought.
a stupid plan. Send him to the Beyond.
How?
I don't know that you can. Like,
Spike
he's
him with
stuck in a
aluminum.
cycle. Let's prevent the cycle from happening by just trapping him forever. Easy, problem solved.
It's the whole thing. It happens in stories about immortals that immortals all the time. Like, how do you stop somebody who either cannot be killed or keeps coming back to life? Well, you don't kill him, you put him in a cell.
Yeah. Easy.
Done.
I just thought it was so clear from the book that, like, no, this was his final death. Like, he's gone for good.
Yeah, I never.
And it's-
I mean,
Well,
Brandon certainly makes it seem like extra killed, but I don't know. Like, I always thought, like, there's Jezrien soul stuff inside that gem, right? It lit up.
Yeah, let's, like, my thought was, like, that was the investiture making him a cognitive shadow.
Yeah,
ripped
but that's
from
connected to his soul.
Yeah, like, rip it out, his soul goes bye-bye. So it's like, I'm just
I
not
feel like
happy
those
about
are the
this.
same
Like, I
thing.
understand that's not necessarily how it works.
Yeah.
I'm just not happy about this.
I mean, it's extra killed in that it is not reborn.
it also may be the case that something about the process of killing him this way erases important bits of his either cognitive aspect or soul.
Yeah.
So, like, he's trapped in a gem, but irreversibly. Like, if you were to break the gem and release this whatever is inside, maybe that is just investiture or like a mangled form of his cognitive aspect.
Like, kind of like a hemalurgic spike, it wouldn't be the same.
Like if you take a human and stuff that human in a box like this big, the human is still there. But if you open the box, it's just blood and gore, right?
Yeah.
Not sure
See,
this is how
at that
liquids
point,
work.
I wouldn't call it Jezrien that is in the gem.
Yeah.
But, like, we're getting off topic. Let's move on.
Yeah. All right. This next question was asked by Colton X9, who I believe recorded the event, correct?
Yes, I believe so, yeah.
So, thank you, Colton. Has Hoid visited the Nightwatcher and received a boon? Brandon, Hoid has spoken with the Nightwatcher.
Which makes sense. Like, he would have been around when she had bonded a bondsmith.
Maybe.
That is an
And
interesting
was
idea.
more involved.
Not necessarily.
There's a lot of possibilities.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense that he would, but
I personally think she would refuse to give one if he even wanted it. The boon curse thing. Hoid seems like the type who would not want a curse.
Yeah, I
still
agree.
wouldn't go to her for that.
And I also feel like cultivation would put a stop to if the Nightwatcher started getting in over her head, like dealing with Hoid.
Kind of goes to the question of what's Hoid and cultivation's relationship, which is like
we don't really know that.
Like many things with cultivation, we have no idea.
They never got on well. I think
that's
is
right.
the
That's right.
phrase used.
And doesn't he call her a slammer? The slammer.
He does refer to her as slammer.
But yeah, what was the slammer wob?
Yeah. What was
it? Was just like, what does Hoid call cultivation?
I believe the question was originally, what is cultivation's name? Brandon said Hoid calls her slammer.
Oh, okay.
But that isn't her real name. Really?
Man, I completely forget about this one. Slammer. What?
Right?
In your defense, you forget about a lot of things.
I do. No, that's true. You're not wrong. We're not
that
wrong.
That is an interesting one that we don't want to talk about right now.
Cultivation, very good at WWE wrestling. Slams, really good. Easy. Yep. Cool.
Fun fact, the shattered planes were shattered when cultivation slammed Odium in them.
Yep.
She's got a cheater!
Colton X9 also asks, do the singers predate the high storms? Brandon, let's say no. They were created, right? But the high storms were created as part of Roshar. The high storms predate humans arriving. The high storms predate the shattering of Hoid and Lerasium.
I think that
they
makes
were
sense.
probably created together.
Yeah,
work
like
together.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Create the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Like these things did not evolve on their own.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like they were created.
Yep.
Julio.
Okay. Another question from Colton X9.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of very good questions.
Yes.
Are there types of investiture that the Larkin can't consume? Which goes into our conversation from the last Word of Brandon episode.
Yep.
Brandon, yes, I would say that there are. but it's going to depend on the state they're in. Pure investiture, a Larkin is always going to probably be able to grab, but lots of people can get pure investiture. Kinetic investiture, they are gonna have a good chance at being able to grab, but they can't get everything.
Is this the first time we've heard the term
Yes.
pure investiture?
Yes, it is.
I would assume this would just mean like a hunk of a shard that's just like not refined. It's just there.
Stormlight, mist.
Kind of what I think.
I don't
as
know
well.
if like pure investiture is like an actual term, like
Yeah.
kinetic investiture is.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering here, right?
Yeah.
I'm interpreting that as sort of investiture out in the world, like Stormlight.
Yeah,
So like the sands on Taldane,
sure.
like the mists, but
Sure.
like not
Hey,
breath in
you know what I wonder?
Breath.
Er-
If it's just like infused in something,
Yeah.
or like breath. Oh no, even if like they're just holding it, because they can steal Stormlight that people are holding.
I think breath
But
would be
breath
different,
is
but-
stickier.
yeah, breath's stickier.
Breath is closer to innate investiture
Yeah.
Yeah,
than Stormlight is.
for sure.
Closer, but still, it's in the physical realm, ish.
I think it's arguable.
Yeah.
So.
I'm gonna add that to my list.
I wonder if Larkin could steal breath. I don't think they could if they were within a human.
You know what I wonder?
What?
I wonder if they can eat solid and liquid investiture. Like if you give a bead of atium to a Larkin, can they just like?
I think yes. I think a lot of beings that eat on investiture, that like if this is a pure distilled investiture, sure, why not, right? Like you wouldn't be able to see the future, but like you could eat the investiture, sure, why not?
Mhm.
And absorb it somehow, metabolize it, as Ruin would
Well,
have metabolized.
I mean, because we've only seen Larkin kind of breathe in.
Oh, sure. So maybe they evolved to just be specifically for like more gaseous sort of things rather than solid. Okay, I see what you're saying. Interesting.
Colton X9, who is obviously challenging me for the title of most questions asked in a single signing, asks, "How is Argent so handsome?"
Nope, that's not what he asked.
How many people? How many people were sent visions by the Stormfather? The Stormfather? It was less than 10. Fewer than 10. That's Brandon's correction.
Nice correction of grammar there.
Yeah, thanks, Brandon.
I mean, he is an
Stannis-
English professor, so
Stannis approves. Fewer than 10 people.
So it probably started pretty recently.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, so Gavilar saw them, Dalinar saw
Yeah.
them.
Mhm.
Maybe a guy in the epigraphs of the Death Rattle saw.
Yeah, a Potter.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, because somebody was seeing visions in the storm, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I kind of think that the Stormfather probably started sending them around the same time the other Spren started bonding. So like Shalon and Pattern, Ivory.
Ivory, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're thinking literally in the last like decade.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's
When
so
things started to come to a head, and it's like, yeah, like I have to deal with this now.
I wonder what the real impetus for all that was.
I was just gonna say that. What is the inciting incident for like? Because everything starts happening like 6
Yeah.
years ago. The Gavilar and the humans meet the listeners. Unmade go out in the world.
The Unmade had
Spren start
presumably been
bonding.
Unmade
around
had been
a long
out for long before that.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, but Gavilar starts tickling somebody there to get the Void Light.
The only thing I can think of that would be the inciting incident is somehow Voidspren leaving Braze. You know? To start that process.
So,
Right?
Yulim has been working with Venli since before the feast, right?
Yes.
I know there was a voice that led the singers to Zeth.
And it speaks
Right.
to the rhythms.
Speaks to the
Or
rhythms.
in the rhythms.
Yeah.
and Ulim was the one who escaped. Like, that's the only thing that I can think of that's like, oh, something is like starting to happen. Voidspren are escaping.
Alternatively, we know there is a very powerful entity on Roshar that is good at seeing the future and has complicated plans.
Hoid.
Oh,
So what if cultivation
just like told
started to nudge things?
Oh, okay, that's fair. Yeah, that's completely fair.
I was actually going to put my money on the Sons of Honor because Gavilar has been.
Yeah.
Obviously, they want to do things along the lines of things that are happening right now, right? So they existed before Gavilar joined them, but his joining in their ranks gave them a lot of power, a lot of authority, a lot of access to resources and things like that.
This can't be right. You know why? Because we're trying to rationalize a reason why the Stormfather is starting to send visions. So it can't be this Gavilar and the Sons of Honor.
Yeah, like
it literally cannot be. That's the opposite.
We know that the Spren kind of know that the desolation is coming. Maybe they just have some small amount of fortune as like a part of being a splinter.
Yeah, spiritual mumbo jumbo. Everything's connected in the spiritual realm. Yeah, so we feel it's happening soon, so time to start. Yeah, I mean that's very realistic.
I really hate that this could actually be the reason.
I mean, that to be honest, that's probably the most likely reasoning.
That is legitimately a possible reason given the Sil and Kaladin.
Yes. I hope you don't think that I'm being dismissive of you, Grace. I completely agree. I just everything's connected in the spiritual realm. Haha, hilarious, you know.
Colton X9 also asked, how are the floating cities in Ashen loft? So Brandon responded, by local magic.
Ooh.
I can tell you onwards because I'm not saving any secrets here. One of the diseases gives this power. The reason it's called the Silence Divine is right now, the way I've devised it, is this power also causes hearing loss. So you have this virus that does this weird thing, but also gives you the power. And so there's a conclave of them, a chorus of them that keep the cities aloft. And that's why the book, if or when I write it, I guess it can't be a virus in this case. Whatever disease they have, someone develops penicillin and can potentially cause the city to come crashing down. That was the premise for me, but that means it needs to be a bacteria, not a virus. But it needs to be a bacteria that stays with you long. So I have to work out exactly how I would make this disease work.
That's sweet.
I did not read this one fully.
That is really interesting.
I
really
just saw explanation of Silence Divine Magic. We've seen this a million times. That is very exciting.
Yeah. Isn't that cool? I had no idea that's why it was called the Silence Divine. That's so cool. I've always kind of wondered why it was called that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
This is one of the reasons I love random ass tours, right? This is not a amazing Cosmere revelation answer from Brandon. This is a somewhat small world building detail from a novel that he might not even write at all.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so cool.
It's super cool. It makes me kind of wonder when, presumably we're going to go see Ashen in the present day in Stormlight, right?
Yes.
That seems
when this would have been set, right? That's what's curious to me, right?
Yeah.
I would say that's likely. It's not a guarantee because we may only see Ashen in the past.
Yeah, flashbacks.
Flashbacks. Yeah.
But
I think it's reasonable that if our characters speak to a herald and the herald's like, here, let me show you where I come from, and then they're like, hey, cool, let's go take a look now, because we have Else colors.
Yeah, this swab, I haven't read the Silence Divine, but this swab makes me want to get that book because I mean,
nobody has.
It's not done. It's not. He only wrote
that's not one of the ones. Oh, I'm thinking of 8. I'm getting confused with Aether of Night. Sorry.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I feel like there's so much inner turmoil you can get with. Oh, I can be cured of being deaf, but if I do, I might condemn all of these people to death.
Yeah, I think
that just sounds like
Brandon just had awesome world building that he really liked, but couldn't get the characters in the actual plot to work. And
Yeah.
it just
I just-
didn't mesh well as a story.
I just think that sounds like such an interesting inner conflict.
No, it is. It absolutely is.
It sounds sweet.
See, like, I was seeing it as like another way where like the penicillin was like some sort of terrorist wanting to bring it down, and like the people that are part of the chorus are like, yeah, like we're helping to keep people off. Like we don't want to be cured
Yeah, right.
necessarily.
And that's always been kind of the big conflict in the Silence Divine. You have powers, but you also get it's a bone and a curse type of thing, right?
Yeah.
And the bigger the power, the more it affects you. So, like, if you just have the ability to change the color of your eyes, like your bacteria might not even give you a fever. But if you have the ability to hold an entire city or part of a city afloat, you go deaf.
Yeah.
Which isn't even that big a deal, because like sign language presumably would exist.
Right.
Because
I mean, that
why not? And-
deafness is probably not the only effect.
Yeah.
But yeah, Silence Divine. I keep trying to connect the Silence Divine to that one wob I got way back about the Ketek in the Way of Kings above silence
Right. Yeah,
stuff.
Mhm.
I don't think that's gonna work.
I just love how Brandon just randomly gave us Ashen that one time
Yeah.
in
Mhm.
SpellCon
Yeah.
2013.
Mhm.
It's like, wait, can you spell that word? That'd be great. Thanks.
Oh, that's right. I remember.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my god, that was amazing.
Or no, I guess he was telling about Braze, not Ashen. We knew about Ashen.
Right. But we didn't know Ashen's name.
Right, but we
Yeah.
did know that it was in that same system. And in this event, there was a question that was inspired by Shardcast, but by this time, we've already done a hemalurgy table episode, and so we're not going to get into it now. We're going to get into it in the past. But we're recording the hemalurgy episode tomorrow, actually. But
I really did just spend 10 minutes talking about it.
yes, we definitely did spend 10 minutes talking about it that we're cutting, and we're going to talk even more about it on the hemalurgy episode, which is already aired again.
Yeah, which you've already listened to.
Which you've
So
hopefully already
we're
listened to.
smart.
Time travel really weird right now.
Yeah. The power of editing. The power of editing 3 episodes in the same weekend. Or recording 3 episodes in the same weekend. All right. Questioner asks, is Hoid would you say he's generally well known in Silverlight? Most people know who he is. Brandon, yes. Yes, I would say he is fairly well known in Silverlight. If you went to your average person in Silverlight and said, do you know this guy? Odds are they would know. There are some people who wouldn't, but odds are they would.
Cool.
Okay.
Not
Cool.
surprising.
Not I mean, he's up there on like vessel level of
Notoriety.
shard level. Yeah, notoriety. So yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh, so this is another question about the ones above from Six of the Dusk.
Yep. One of the classics.
And the questioner asks, like, are those people from Silverlight? Brendan says, I have not revealed where they're from, but they are from a place you have seen before, which is the same thing he's always said.
Yep.
But
Nothing
I
new.
think this is the first time Silverlight has been mentioned, which
Yeah.
Yeah, but
it can't be because we haven't seen Silverlight.
True. Yep.
So we just spent 4 hours talking about this next wob.
We didn't know we
Um,
didn't.
You can see it is dark outside in Chicago.
That's just
now.
because the sun set. It's set like earlier in this episode. I witnessed it happen.
We were going to talk about the Sword of Brandon, where the questioner and Brandon talk about Dalinar's quote-unquote ascension and Dalinar's ability to pull up the perpendicularity together and to renew spheres. And Brandon seems to suggest that that Dalinar's ability to renew spheres is specifically a bondsmith power.
Yeah.
Which is something we were going to talk about because that's interesting. But then in the first update on Stormlight 4
Yep.
on Reddit, Brandon talks about how he may have misled somebody during the Idaho Falls signing with information about Dalinar's ability to renew spheres.
Yes.
So we think it is referring to this question.
Yeah.
And so when if you read Arcanum and you find the word of Brandon where Brandon says he definitely can, that's a bondsmith power, that's specifically a bondsmith power, that's maybe not
Yeah,
bondsmith power.
he said he was trying to talk around spoilers for book 4. So
Yeah.
presumably
I
this
don't
will all
think
be it.
like it's not a bondsmith power. Like I do think he's being accurate here when he's saying that's a bondsmith power. What that means, we have no idea.
No, so this entire word of Brandon is I would just pretend it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
If Brandon's like,
Because-
yeah, if it's misleading, then like we can't really pick it apart too well.
I'm sure there is something that is true in there, but we have absolutely no idea what it is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
questioner just asked the same thing in 3 years.
Yep.
This next questioner asked, Hoid references a place where there's a presumption in the question. Presumably he thinks he might be able to restore something he's lost. As of Oathbringer, has he visited that place? Brandon hesitantly said, visited the place? Visited the place he thought he could restore. I won't say 100% if it's a place. And so right after, the questioner said, where did he hear about it from? And then there was a whole thing where Brandon asked for the exact line, and the exact line is, besides, I've heard of a place, it doesn't matter, I don't care. Brandon said, okay, so he has visited that place he is referencing, but the place is not what he wants to restore. And then who did he hear about it from? Brandon rathoed that.
So
that's a line
from
from
the
Traveler.
Traveler.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yep.
I'm gonna feed you guys a line or two.
Feed me.
And I want you to, this is a trick question, okay?
Oh God. Okay.
I want you to tell me whether I am making things up or whether I am giving you a word of Brandon.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'm excited.
There exists a place in the Cosmere where the 3 realms are closer together than they were during Dalinar's Unity moment. Is this word of Argent or word of Brandon?
Brandon.
Argent.
Okay, we have.
I
I really like this game show. We should put this into our a game show thing that we're gonna do. It's like you can do this segment, Evgeni. Is it
Okay.
word of Argent or is it word of Brandon?
Well,
I think this
someday-
is great.
Someday
word
when we
is
haven't
this?
prepared enough, we might do a full game show episode, and this can be included.
Maybe something like that. Might be a separate video, not the podcast, but
while I would not be entirely surprised if this was a word of Brandon, I do not specifically remember its existence, so I'm going to go with word of Argent.
Okay. The answer is I have no idea.
Okay.
you know what I
uh,
said in the last episode that we're not padding time? I can't control these 3 other people here. I'm not trying to pad this for time.
What was the
No,
point
no.
of that?
No, there is a reason. There's a reason I
Okay,
bring
all
this up.
right. Cool.
The reason is I think there is such a word of Brandon.
One of those. One of
Yeah.
those I feel that I have read it, but I can't find it.
Yeah,
One of
and-
those.
Can we not just search Arcanum to see if this comes up?
I mean, we probably could, but
I don't think it's in Arcanum.
We can't. We usually designed Arcanum to make searching this much easier than years ago. That's for
Alright.
sure.
no, because I think that's a real word of Brandon, or at least there is an implication in a word of Brandon that there exists such a place. And so when I heard that line from the Traveler, I thought of that. I think, and in fact, I think there are 2 words of Brandon that either that support this idea, if not directly state that there exists such a place.
Huh.
And so for a long time, like at least a couple of years, I've had it in my head that there exists a place in the Cosmere where the 3 realms are one. That it's essentially a large perpendicularity because of something that's happened in the past. And so when I heard the reading from the Traveler and I was done making undignified noises, when I heard that line, it made me think of that place. It made me think that, hey, does anyone remember the context of why Hoid says this?
I'll read it for you. I have it pulled off.
Okay.
And so Frost says, "Did you find what you were seeking?" the elderly man finally asked. The traveler shrugged, picking out another seed and nibbling on it. "You will not find a way to restore what you have lost, old friend," the aged man said softly. "It is impossible." "You don't know that. The old rules no longer hold." The traveler turned the pomegranate over in his fingers. "Besides, I've heard of a place." "It doesn't matter. I don't care. This isn't about the dead, or it's not just about the dead, at least." And then Frost goes on to say, "So it's a simple vendetta then? How many years have you lived and you still can't learn the wisdom of letting go?" So,
okay.
there's the context.
So not very useful.
No.
Yeah, I've always thought if somebody died that Hoid loved.
Yeah, I think that's what we talked about on that Traveler podcast.
Yeah.
You can read Travelers on 17shard.com. I'll put it below.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
It's on WoW.covermind.
It's on both.
Oh, it is. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I know, because the Traveler got a lot of views on 17shard.com. Most views than, I think, any news article.
I mean, it's kind of a
not surprising. So I don't know. I mean, maybe. I don't really know if that is a real word of Brandon, but I think we should definitely create a game show segment where we create fake words of Brandon and see what it says. Maybe like slightly paraphrase, like maybe not like direct quote, but just like a paraphrased word of Brandon, and see, is this a real word of Brandon or is it a fake word of Brandon? That'll really screw with the community, because they'll get like, oh, that fake word of Brandon that they created on Shardcasts. Oh, I love it.
That's gonna mess everything
Survival
up.
Shard.
But going back to the actual word of Brandon.
Yes.
A lot of clarification, So the reason I was reminded of the maybe word of Brandon was because of Brandon's, I won't say 100% it's a place.
Right.
Because if it's a big ass perpendicularity, then weird.
With the first question, he was misinterpreting that as being the thing wanted to be restored.
Oh.
Right. Yeah, and
so he's saying he doesn't he's not 100% going to say Hoid wants to restore a place.
Yeah.
He's not trying to restore a place.
But in the second one, Brandon says, okay, he has visited the place that he is referencing, but the place is not what he wants to restore.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool.
Wow. I don't even know where we were going with that, but we definitely said words. Welcome to Shardcast, where we say words sometimes, and maybe it has a point, maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
Usually not.
You know, I just had a horrible realization, guys, that we think we're done with WoB episodes, but remember Stormlight 3 updates? Those had a lot of WoBs on them.
but the first one doesn't. Or at least not many.
For now.
For now.
Look, if you hate Words of Brandon episodes, please leave a comment below. I would love to hear. I've heard more positive comments these days, because it's like people saying, oh yeah, I like using these to keep up to date. And so honestly, they help me stay up to date, so I like them. But
I don't have time to read every single thing Brandon says all the time.
No. So like, these episodes are nice, but we're gonna do a lot more topics, guys. This is gonna be a lot more topics.
I think we're all kind of itching to actually do.
I don't know. I really like these episodes because I don't need to prep very much. I'm a big
that's really nice. But we haven't done a real episode in.
Yeah. But tomorrow we're recording Hemalurgy, which you've already listened to. And that is going to be an episode of Pedanticast of mega proportions.
And we just had, like, half an hour ago, a little preview of ourselves.
Yes. But it's cut from this.
Are we gonna hate it in the past?
Feelings will be hurt. Sunday. And so for our last one from the Skyward plus Holiday signing, is a questioner asking about, Stormlight and how it's, he thought that it was only going to be 4 books, but then Brandon says the usual, it's 10 books, Stormlight's 10 books, but it's 2 sets of 5. Book 5 will give you an ending. And the questioner asks the end of the Voidbringers. And Brandon says, well, you'll have to see how it goes, but it's kind of the main arc that I've set up for this series. And then the questioner asks whether all the characters are going to be in the second series. And Brandon says there will be. Those who survive will be in the second one and still kind of be main characters, even though they won't get flashback sequences. But it's going to be 10 years later, so it's going to be something a little different. But don't expect their character arcs to be complete, even if the kind of plot setup that I've started will be.
So Kaladin's depression will not magically go away.
Yes, that was the Stormlight 5
ever.
reveal that we were all waiting for, right? Yes.
Dalinar's control of any power that he can get his hands on might go away.
I mean, I don't think all these people are going to live.
Yeah. No,
so it highly amuses me that people still don't realize Stormlight is a 10-book series.
Well, I mean, it's not like it's on the branding on the book, Ian.
Yeah.
Still,
most people do not go to signings. Most people do not go on the internet to discuss things. Most people do not know about this podcast, Arcanum, Shard, or any of that.
Yeah. But still, have they not checked Wikipedia or anything?
I mean,
Brandon has not been coy in the slightest about this being a 10-book series.
I'm just saying, if it's not on, if on the book it says
Book
one of the Mistborn trilogy, it's 3 books. The Stormlight doesn't say that, so most people who read it are not going to know that, except out of external resources, and a lot of people aren't going to do that, and that's fine. They just want to read a book, and then
I just find it amusing.
Yeah. So
it's perfectly normal.
Yeah.
So what I'm getting out of this swab is he's doubling down on the idea that this main story arc he set up in the first 5 is going to end after 5 books.
Well, part of the plot setup will, but yeah.
I mean, you kind of have to end something.
Yeah. I mean, he said it earlier in the tour. First 5 are Knights Radiant, back 5 are Herald stuff. So Knights Radiant stuff will be more wrapped up.
Personally, for me personally, this swab makes me very much disbelieve the theories about, they're going to go to Braze to hold off the desolation for 10 years or something. I think
that's true. Yeah, because that kind of, I mean, a lot happened in Oathbringer, but yeah, you're right.
It does feel like the first 5 are going to end the whole, so the Knights are going to be restored. They're not going to be as many as they were pre-Recreants, but all of the orders will be established. I don't think the human singer conflict is going to be in full swing after book 5. I think that's one of the things that need to get resolved.
Do you think that's going to be resolved by book 5?
I think it needs to be, because I think the back 5 will focus on Odium.
I mean, I guess I just think of the singer conflict as the real soul of the whole conflict of everything on this. And the corruption of
it, yeah.
if you're about Odium, then you have to come to terms with the fact that even if you killed Odium tomorrow, there would still be war on Roshar with the singers. Or there would be conflict. There would be strife, right? And that conflict, they're having the singers learn who they really are without Odium manipulation. That's very important for Odium stuff, and I think that's very important for the soul of Stormlight. I think it's super important.
I mean, yeah, I hear you. But I don't think the singers who were previously Parshmen have much of a drive to war without the Fused.
Well, that's certainly true. But they're
so
not exactly pleased about the humans.
No, they're not. But I think the magnitude of this problem, of this Singer parchment-sized problem, is something that can be resolved to a large extent in the next 2 books. Like, if you can get rid of the fused, constantly going, no, you have to take this world back, then you can have, if not peace, then at least alliance between humans and Singers. And you can have humans and Singers focus on the war versus Odium and his Pren and the fused in the back 5.
I think for some Singers, we will be working with them. But I think for a lot of Singers, there won't be.
Sure, it doesn't have to be all of them. Sure,
like, I definitely think Venli will get to Urithiru, and, there will be a contingent of Singers working with our humans. And we're going to try and bridge those gaps, but I don't think that whole stuff will end. I think that's the soul of the entire thing with Stormlight.
Yeah.
But regardless, 10 years of a time jump. Good to know. And
for now, at least.
Well, yeah,
he's
for
always
now.
at 10 years.
Yeah, but kind of neat. But
then what is not 10 in Stormlight? So
well,
it would be very fitting if it was 10.
The time jump between book 3 and book 4, that's not what's 10 years, but maybe it's 10 months.
It's probably 10 months because
It's
Brandon
probably
has
10
said
months.
it's about a year.
Yeah, because it's a year. Right, because their years are
Yeah,
10 months.
Brandon.
What am I talking about? Of course they are. So you know what time it is? It's time for Who's That Cosmere Character?
This character is from Roshar.
Menace.
Tien.
Tom.
Raise.
Hoid in drag on a horse.
It's time for Who's That Cosmere Character? Caw. I love how all the important Shardcast memes and Josh's terrible line of Hoid in drag on a horse. We just got that in there. I love it. It's so good.
Forever.
No one will ever forget the one episode he was on where he said that.
Yep.
Okay, so
Hit us.
So the game is played, listeners. You send an email to whosthatcosmerecharacter@gmail.com with 5 clues into character. I read each clue aloud, and after each clue, our contestants have a chance to guess who's that Cosmere character. This
All
one
right.
was sent in by Gavin.
Ooh.
Clue 1. This
The Prism
character is/was in love.
Well, good.
Good
Yeah.
clarification.
They listen to this show. They know how much we argue about this.
This character may or may not have been in the past that may be the future.
Perhaps. I'm gonna go with
I don't
Terra.
know.
It is not Terra.
Go with Marsh.
It is not Marsh.
Ooh, I like that.
I'm going to go with Blushweaver.
It is not
Hmm.
Blushweaver.
All right.
Clue 2. This character at some point suffered a grievous injury.
Doxin?
It is not Doxin.
Okay.
Is a grievous injury one that they died? I mean, it was very grievous. I guess.
I will say no,
Okay.
not dying.
Okay.
Dalinar.
It is not Dalinar.
Raoden.
It is not Raoden.
Boom.
Clue 3. This character is/was quite powerful.
The Lord Ruler?
It is not the Lord Ruler.
He's had grievous.
Susebron?
It is in fact
Oh,
Susebron.
all right. I was close in that line there, you know?
Yeah.
Lord
Similar
Ruler had
power
grievous
scale.
injuries. Maybe
I
he
mean,
wasn't.
his head did get chopped off at one point.
Yeah,
So if that's not grievous, I don't know what is.
I probably would have guessed Rathan at Clue 2.
Yeah, that's another good one.
Okay.
Cool.
Clue 4 was this character has/had difficulty using their power. And clue 5 is this character has not traveled to another planet since acquiring their power.
Hmm.
Sure. Okay.
It doesn't super narrow it down, I think.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
I like it.
This one is sent in by Vin.
Oh,
Hi, Vin.
I'm sorry you're dead.
Okay.
How's the beyond? Spoilers.
I mean, that implies this is the beyond. We are in the beyond.
We're all Cosmere characters. We just can't remember our past lives.
Or
we're
the-
reincarnations. Who's that Cosmere character that you're reincarnated from?
Okay.
Great.
Clue 1. This character doesn't know the language of the place where he or she lives.
Wow.
That's whoa. But whoa, wait, that could have just meant they moved there. They just live in a place, but
Well,
that's not
yeah,
their
but
native tongue.
that's-
They don't know the language.
I feel like that's specific.
I mean, it does. I can't think of a lot of people who that applies to. Does not know the language. This is a good clue 1. This is better than this character is female. It's like, oh man, who would that even be?
Uh,
Can you say the clue again?
Yes, please.
This character doesn't know the language of the place where he or she lives.
Present day lives.
Yes. Whatever time we see them, I presume. Yep.
Yeah.
Who's this one sent in by? Oh, Vin, right.
Is
There,
this the first clue? Or...
after Vin, Diesel is in parentheses.
Oh.
Oh.
It's not actually Vin. I
That's
just thought I'd
amazing.
say that.
That's amazing.
It's not actually Vin Diesel, but I
Okay.
assume.
Is this the
Is
second
it-
clue or the first clue?
First clue.
It's the first one.
Okay. That's
Is
why I'm
it-
like, what are the other clues?
No, we
Shush.
don't have other clues.
Is it
What did you say?
Lopen's cousin Huyo?
Ooh, that's a good start.
But it is not him.
Ooh.
Wow, I'm tapped out.
How about Rod, one of Lopen's other cousins?
It's not Rod.
I don't remember if Rod knows Lethe. I don't know. I'm like, Argent, that's a
I'm
good
going
idea.
to say Chris in White Sand because she doesn't know Day Sand.
Okay, all right.
It is not Chris.
Okay.
Clue 2. This character entered lives unexpectedly.
Wait, what? Entered lives?
Entered lives.
Is it Hoid?
It is not Hoid.
Does this make sense if you know who the character is?
Yes, I think it makes sense.
Okay.
And I'm very amused. You
Okay.
can tell from my expression.
I literally have no idea what that even means. Entered lives unexpectedly? Is that what it was?
Yes. You know, like you've never heard the expression, oh, like you entered someone's life? Like you
Oh, I'm like, what are you talking about? How do you enter someone else's life? That doesn't even make sense.
well see in
But
the
then it turns out
Cosmere,
I'm just an idiot. Okay, great.
Well,
you know,
I
you
mean,
can spike someone and then part of your
Kelsier.
soul is in someone
Yeah,
else's
right,
life.
yeah.
Ah,
Shalon?
It is not Shalon.
Is that even, what was even the first clue? No, she knew the language. What am I talking about? I don't know. Does
Okay,
Earthiru
is
even have
it-
a language?
I think his name's Fior, the old
potion maker.
priest of the Derethi temple in
Okay,
Kai. That
It is
comes
n-
back at the end of the book, surprisingly.
right.
It is
'cause
not Fior.
Okay.
Okay. But wouldn't he know Raelish?
I don't know. Because, like, the Derethi have this big thing about only speaking Derethi.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, only teaching.
Wait, they don't speak Derethi. They speak.
Oh, Fjordish. Fjorden. Whatever.
Like, wait
I
a
would be
minute.
surprised if they renamed the language Derethi at some point. Because they're that full of
Yeah,
themselves.
pretty
I mean,
much.
they do have the whole thing that Christians used to have in the Middle Ages, where they don't teach their religion in the language of the people they're teaching to.
Yeah.
Right.
They used Latin for some reason, even though that wasn't the original language either.
Yeah, it's like
Ah,
owning a
yes, the
Bible
most
in
pure
English.
Christian language, Latin.
As opposed to
Anyway,
Hebrew.
that's
Yeah.
guesses from all three of us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you guessed. Oh yeah, I forgot that. Okay.
me
Clue
too.
3. This character is from Roshar.
Great.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
I'm gonna be so upset if it's a different cousin, by the way.
I think this is a trick question. I'm not entirely sure this entity can speak.
Ooh. Ooh.
That is a valid way to interpret that.
I'm going to
clue.
say Rua, Lopin's friend.
It is not Rua.
I would personally say that if they don't know the language, they would have the capability of speaking a language, right?
Possibly.
Give me the first clue again. Verbatim.
Note!
This character doesn't know the language of the place where he or she lives.
Just so you know, viewers, you see the clues on the screen, but we don't.
Oh.
Yes?
Okay, I guess.
Did you already guess? Oh yeah. You're like peering around your room for clues, Eric.
I don't know. Maybe my bookshelf will have an answer.
Oh,
This is where I need my Roshar foil map, like right over, like in front of me, and just like, what was? This is
Just
places.
go through the countries.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
you can pass if you're not sure.
I
God,
have never.
I
been
have
this invested
no
in a
idea.
question.
I'm passing. Clue 4. Gimme.
Clue 4? Do you want clue 4?
No. I have not guessed.
Oh, well, I want clue 4, but fine. I see how it is.
Oh. No, that's wrong. Okay.
WeiryWriter.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
I know that's what you're doing. Steen Leofor.
Raider Haxi.
There can't be that many characters that don't know the language they are.
Yeah, right? I have no idea.
Alternatively, this could also turn into some dumb. Hey, none of the humans are from Roshar, so they don't know the Dawnsinger language.
No.
I'll be
If
upset.
Grace says it makes sense. It'll be good. If not, we'll just have a rebellion against Grace.
I mean, that still would be technically correct. I will say lift.
It is not Lift.
Okay.
Clue 4. This character is a Dark Eyes.
Fantastic. That narrows it down to 90% of the
Oh,
population.
I was going to say, right, I know.
Yeah.
The lighthouse keeper, but I don't think that works anymore.
No.
So
Well, he-
I mean, he
He's
does
not
speak the
from
language.
Roshar.
Yeah, he's lives on Roshar, but he's
Oh,
not
right.
from Roshar.
bugger. Okay.
The other thing I thought about guessing a little earlier was either pattern or one of the sprens he kind of interprets for. And I figured, hey, if the spren is from Shadesmar,
Is clue 5 a helpful clue, Grace?
Yes.
Okay, thank God.
Clue 5 is the most helpful in my
Okay,
opinion.
thank God.
I hope so.
Because these last 2 have been trash clues. Not trash, it's just not as helpful as I was hoping they would be.
I don't know, Maya.
It is not Maya.
Is it Talm?
It is not Talon.
One knows the language.
I might have already used my guess. I don't know.
No, you haven't. So it's just
Okay.
Eric.
Like, the heralds always speak the native language of wherever they're in. Kind of their thing. Certainly haven't seen them not do that. You know? I don't know. Pass.
Clue 5. This
So
character has 2 brothers.
What?
Also, I guessed Maya after.
Yeah,
Dark
we knew it
Eyes.
was the Dark Eyes. It's like, oh yes, that's friend Dark Eyes. Yes, of course.
Yeah, well, the Dead Eyes, eyes
I mean-
and shades more.
They were scratched, so they were kind of dark.
Like, I would say Kaladin, but where is he living that he doesn't know the language?
Yeah.
He knows all the languages.
The hell has 2 brothers on Roshar? I'm just trying to literally figure out who has 2 brothers on Roshar.
Yeah, same. Like, I keep thinking about Shallan, but she has 3.
Yeah.
And they're also all light eyes.
Yeah,
so-
yeah. That's
Just trying to think of people with 2 brothers. Just gotta
with
start there.
siblings.
Oh no, is this one of Rock's kids?
Who?
One of Rock's kids again.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Small rock.
No, it is not Small Rock.
Can you give me those clues again, Grace? All of them. Oh wait, no. Okay. Roshar, Dark Eyes, didn't know the language. What was clue 2 again?
Entered lives unexpectedly.
I mean, they weren't a planned child.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of hearing that again. Ah! Look, my carpet will have a clue eventually for me. Who the crap has 2 brothers on Roshar? Seriously.
I am so stumped.
Do you guys give up?
I mean, I guessed, so yes.
Yeah, Eric and Evgeni.
Okay,
I mean,
Evgeni, we
I
gotta
want to
just-
have a. I want to have a guess.
I want to have a guess. I want to just figure out more than like.
Like, I want to find a character that matches, even if it's not the right one.
Clearly, that's a unique person, and I have no idea. I just don't know who has 2 brothers. Who has exactly two brothers?
And doesn't speak the language. Okay, so
I kind of think you guys might hate this when you find out, but I think
well,
it's
we have to have a
legitimate, and
rebellion.
okay, so
I
so
don't
it's-
think you will, but I think you guys think.
Okay,
will think.
so doesn't speak the language of the place they're in.
Yeah.
So it has to be a situation where they either migrate somewhere
Yes. Right.
or they grow up in such an isolated community,
yes.
right? I'm getting a strange vibe that it's neither one of those, but okay,
Vin
whatever.
Diesel, why do you do this to us? And or
Is it
Vin,
Vin-
the
Is
Ascended
it Vin
Born-
Diesel?
Ian, do you have any ideas before we get stumped?
Two brothers.
Teamwork. We're gonna get stumped.
I mean,
I already
at
guessed,
this point, I don't
so
care.
I'm out of the game. It is not in my best interest to help you.
All right, Ian, do you want me to send you the answer so you can?
Yes, please.
God damn it. Dark Eyes. Okay, so probably not a sprint. I'm gonna stop.
No,
thinking
it's
about
not a
Spren.
friend. Dang it! Come on, man. Eerie
Okay.
Rira.
Could it be? Oh, that's not a good sign. Okay,
Do you
could
think
it
they're
be
going to get mad?
like a historical figure, right?
I approve of this.
I approve of it too, but I think Eric might get mad.
Oh, he's absolutely going to get mad.
Oh man, I'm ready.
I mean, at this point, like
You know what?
it's
I pass.
dumb.
I don't know.
We're waiting. You passed a while ago. We've been waiting for Evgeni, I thought.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't
have
think
we?
I
I thought-
passed.
I
don't
thought I
know.
was
I
working
didn't-
with Eric to figure
I didn't
something
think I
out.
passed.
Oh, I
You
thought you
did.
did.
I don't remember.
I thought you did too.
I passed in the last two clues. I didn't pass on this one.
They're not going to be literal brothers, are they?
What?
I mean, blood brothers are a thing.
That would
Have we
be
seen,
effing stupid. I'm
Have we
sorry.
seen Blood
it's gonna be
Brothers in the
some-
Cosmere?
It's gonna be an Ardent. That's gonna be dumb. I give up. Sorry,
The
I'm done.
Ardents have
answer
more than 2
is-
brothers.
The answer
That is
is Oridin.
Okay, that's fine. I accept this. I'm not upset with that. I'm not upset with that.
All right.
No.
I wasn't sure.
No, I'm not upset with that. That
I
does
think Argent is.
that fits the criteria laid out. I accept that. I'm not
Argent,
upset.
how do you feel?
He doesn't have headphones
He
on.
can't
He can't
hear
hear
us.
you.
Oh.
Argent is not happy.
That's why you were like, Kaladin, I don't know who else has 2 brothers. I was like, well, both of his brothers have 2 brothers.
But I was just like, wait, but they're both in Alethkar. They're born Alethi.
Didn't
Yeah.
think about the whole,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
they
yeah.
can't talk yet.
Yeah.
I'm surprised no one asked whether Evie and her... I couldn't remember if Evie and her brother could speak Alethi when they first came.
Yeah, they did.
They could?
Yeah.
Oh.
Also, they
I
like where they live. They definitely learned Alethi, so they
Yeah.
wouldn't have
Yeah.
applied. And also, I don't think they have 2 brothers.
Oh, that's true. Well, I was thinking before that clue. Like, I was thinking for, like, the clue 3 if they didn't speak Alethi.
What do you have there?
Alcohol. I'm assuming.
So, Argent is going to drink the trauma away of this Who's That Cos.
This. Yep, this is.
Jameson is what I got in here.
Jameson doesn't have 2 brothers. This is not from Merchar. All right, guys, we are done. Follow us on
I'm so done.
Yeah, we're done. Follow us on 17shard.com for all your news, discussion, theories, and fun. Find all the words of Brandon that you missed on wob.covermind.net. And follow us on Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, YouTube, and leave us a review on iTunes. And we will see you all next time for an episode that will not be a Word of Brandon episode, I hope. There's no other ones to
Bye.
talk about. Bye. Okay, that's
Bye.
really cute.
It is. I love it.
For those of you on audio, he has a image of Doomslug.
For those of you in audio,
Yes.
Eric thinks I'm really cute.
Oh, no. Doomslug's cute. You're not cute.
How about now?
That's just
Oh.
Doomslug hemalurgically spiked to you. That doesn't count.
I am genuinely going to reply to this and be like, thank you, that was amazing. Please send more.
Caw.